What's up, everybody? What's going on? It's Thursday night. You know what time it is? It's time to talk about it. Let's see who we got out there in the chat. We got Thomas Hall out there. What is going on? Jay Jari, what is happening? Jen Ryan, hey, what's going on there, Mama? Here's a big heart for you, baby. Thank you for joining us. We got Willow in the house. War Pigs in the house. Jay Money's out there in chat, too. I know I did see Sir Max-a-Lot out there. Sir Max-a-Lot, Joe Vape, and Joe M. I do see him out there, too. There's a shout-out for you, brother. I know there's some other shows going on. We're just starting to get rolling into here. But that's all right, because you know you always got to start off a little bit slow. But Nelly in the house, what is happening? We got War Pigs happening, going on. What is happening, my brothers? Thank you very much. And I got something to show y'all. Something I broke out today. And when I broke it out, because I haven't touched it in a while, I'm not talking about that either. And we're going to touch on that, too. But Angel Girl, what is going on, baby? Here's a big heart for you, mama. But I went over to my rack today, and I don't know if many know what this mod is. It's called, if you look at it, it looks like it says Conserver, but it's actually Connoisseur by League of Scoundrels. Shout out to the War Pigs, League of Scoundrels, you bastards. What is happening, my brothers? And but anyways, like I said, I picked up this badass off the shelf today, cleaned it up a little bit. I like the fucking skull on the bottom of that badass too. Check out the skull, bro. I got to find it in the right position for y'all.
Yeah, because position is everything.
Position is yeah, they ain't gonna pick it up. This fucking lighting's fucked up. But yeah, fucking badass fucking mod right there. And on top of that, I got from Thesis himself, the best rated 3.5 RDA by Thesis himself. Is that how he does it? I think that's how he does it. Anyways, shout out to Truck and Vapes as well also. But anyways, who else we got out there? Aloha, Kevin K. What is happening, my brother? Great. What is happening, my man? Thank you for joining us as well. And Jay Jari, if I didn't shout you out, you've been shouted out, brother. With all that being said, like I said, people are starting to roll in, but let's say hello to my man. What's on my left right now? He's on my left. He's on my left. Jay Money, what's going on, my brother?
Hey, how's it going, Tommy? I'm doing pretty decent, except for being a damn pincushion. I'm doing pretty good. So, I just wanted to acknowledge something real quick. I wanted to say thank you to the 3 people that decided to show Tommy some love and stop by and give him a thumbs down. It's much appreciated.
Shout out. You know who you are, man. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. We got Grady that popped in there. What's going on, my brother? Church, what is happening, my man? Hell yeah. And you see Nightbot dropping that. It's not actually a link because I didn't space it right, but I'll fix that for the next one. But go over to vapepetition.com and give our Aussie friends on the other side of the pond, go over there and sign that petition. Doesn't matter if you're here or there. Go sign that petition. Let's show some love over there and see if we can help these brothers out because they were over here getting us on our back, man, when we were looking. So let's get over there and return that favor for sure. Dave B, what is happening? So what are you vaping on there, brother? Anything special? I know you've been going, like you were saying, you had your arms are you've been getting poked and prodded the last week and a half or so.
Yeah, I'm having like abdominal issues, so fucking they're running like 5,000 blood tests and all kinds of shit. And I gotta have my inside scoped from the throat.
I'll scope it from the throat for you, bro. I mean, I'll hit both ends if you want. I'll give you some. Oh yeah, buddy.
But yeah, they're just gonna try to figure out what's going on with me. It's been a rough couple weeks, but it's all good. Some days I feel like shit. Some days I feel pretty good. So I won't get into it too much on live, but I'll tell you more about it later.
Hell yeah.
But other than that, yeah, same old stuff. Rebel with the Asgard 30, with Strawberry Jam Monster, Vert with the Barrage, with Kelly Kell's.
Is that the best 3.5 rated RDA by the thesis himself?
It's not my best, but it's up there with it.
I enjoy the Barrage, man. It's a good
one. I
do
too. I actually love it, dude, but I like the Reload S more.
Yep.
I just think it's more of a flavor banger because of the way the top cap goes up. But yeah, it's because I use 2 of them daily, so and then I have the Barrage on the Odin with Yogi. And then I have the Herb Williams Special V-Boy 200 with the Asgard Mini. And I think I have butter pecan ice cream in that.
Hell yeah. All right. I'm vaping on some, like I said, I broke out the old connoisseurs, actually, the actual pronunciation. If you go back and look at reviews from this, like about a year ago, it's actually connoisseur, but I mean, this is $160 mod when it came out. People are calling it a conserver because of the way it's written on there, and these are people that are actual vape reviewers. Conserver, it's connoisseur. But anyways, this fucking thing. Shout out to the War Pigs again. Like I said, League of Scoundrels right there, brother. Hell yeah.
They must not know how to pronounce Cavassier either.
Exactly. And in that, I got some Ot Flow. Some Ot Flow. Yeah, some Ot Flow. That's some fucking badass liquid right there. And y'all don't know. I can't talk about it. I got the old El Thunder with the Goon 1.5 on that one there. And in that, I got some Nana Milk, and I can't talk about it. And then this one, I got my old V-God with the Pulse. And in that, I got some cream on the peach. Some cream on the peach. The old cream on the peach. Oh, the cream on the peach. That's the best kind. And again, can't talk about it. And last but not least, I got the old Torn. You can't see it because it's my green screen with a green mod is giving me my background. But anyways, I got the old Torn Max, the old Max. And on that, I got the Axial. Not the Pro, but the Axial. And that's sexy as fuck, man. And in that, I got the old Dis 1. And this one never leaves my side. This goes everywhere. I mean, even when I go to bed, I would sleep with it. This is my everyday custard. I make a good custard myself. I can't beat this. And luckily, I know the owner, so I get it direct from him because they don't. You have to be in there. But anyway, we're not getting into that. Step away from the microphone, asshole. Sorry. Okay, now we're back. Michael Hermit.
Church, that's what the label looks like.
I do that every time with this there. There we go. Cyborg Coils. What's happening, mofo?
God damn it. It's like the most generic label ever, but it's good stuff. 120 mils. I think it's $16.99 at a B&M. So
dude,
I'm sure you can buy it cheaper online.
Yep. But, oh yeah, if you went online, you'd probably get it for like fucking $7.
Yeah, man. Yeah. It's insane.
Yeah, Church said he found it.
Did he? Sweet.
Alicia, baby, what's going on, mama? Thank you for coming by. I appreciate it. I love you, baby. Thank you for coming. I hope everything is well with you. So, anyways, I got a couple topics I want to touch on first and foremost. The first one is, and only because, and I'm not making a deal out of this, but I've been asked numerous times since last Friday what happened. Me and Nikki are still BFFs, okay? Just I want to make sure everybody understands that we are very, me and Nikki are very tight. We're very good. We're okay. It's just time for Nikki to move on into a different direction. And that's really what's happening. And, you know, I mean, she hung with us. You know, you got to give her the props. I mean, because first of all, I'm not an easy person, and y'all know things go sideways really quick. But the first thing I want to ask y'all is, when y'all come here, you don't come to really see what I'm vaping on. Really? Do you really? Put an X1 if that's what you really, really, really come for. Or do you come for the fun? And I'd like to see an X2 for that, because that's really what my whole goal is just to have fun. Because if you want to watch a vape show, there's 1,000 fucking vape shows. This is a show where we just vape and we talk about whatever. And if a dick slips in there or something else, that's what it's about. You know, we're all adults here. That's what it says. And when at the very beginning, you always see there's like a TV 14. And I mean, I have to put these ratings into there so YouTube and Google still pay me every month, or not every month, but whenever, you know, it builds, because I'm still monetized, and I'm still monetized for the shit that I pull, because I'm still playing in their guidelines of what they allow. So I want to continue to be that way. And like I said, this is not a slight against Nikki in no way whatsoever. I love her all to pieces. She has been my fucking rock for the 5 years.
Well, I don't know. Like, for me, it's just, it's hard because, you know, it's always nice to have a female on the panel.
Oh, absolutely. It really is.
But at the same time, if you know what you're getting yourself into ahead of time, then maybe either before the show, when we do the pre-show shit, say, hey, I don't want to talk about this tonight. And, you know, because me and you were talking about that earlier, you know, like, hey, maybe, you know, because if I didn't want to talk about something tonight, and I was like, hey, Tommy, I really don't want to touch on that tonight. You know, we would go around the topic of whatever the discussion was that no one wanted to talk about, you know, and it doesn't have to be about one person. It has to be about a mutual agreement, you know, and
just reading what Willow said. Hang on, you know what? I think I can highlight that. Got to figure out how I can do that, because I know I can. What Willow had put down there, I thought that was funny.
It comes out trucking being feminine. Yeah. But as long as there's a mutual agreement across the panel that if somebody doesn't want to talk about a certain issue, then that's just respect, and you just do it that way.
Right.
You know, and it just doesn't get brought up, and that's probably the way it should have went, but you never know. Sometimes people get in their feelings, or some people, you know, just get tired of hearing it. But at that time, when you're on the panel and you're tired of hearing it, put your voice out there and say, okay, let's change the subject. Let's move forward. You know?
Exactly. I mean, and there has been, and I'm going to say this, there has been a couple females that have messaged me and said that they probably won't watch the show anymore either. So it's kind of like, you know, Nikki's kind of brought that to them. But the part that kind of still sticks in my craw is, I mean, yeah, I run it wide open and I do talk about things. But like I said, I'm still playing in the rules of the guidelines of what Google and YouTube says I can. So I don't really, I do get carried away. That's my nature. I can't help that part, but it's still all not in any way of demeaning anybody. I mean, yeah, maybe for all the women and, you know, all these females or whatever I've talked about. Yeah, there's somebody's daughter or somebody's son, whatever. I mean, I understand that part, but if you're worried about getting your feelings hurt, this is not the format for you. And because You know, whether people want to believe it or not, we are all still vapors, okay? But vaping is a dying community. I mean, a dying industry, not the community, but the industry itself is being crushed by our government, as you see what's happening even over in Australia. And you know what we're all doing here in the United States and what we're fighting for on the daily. All right. So this is something that they are crushing that whole industry. So I don't think they're going to be able to fully crush it, but you're not going to be able to see the same things as what you're seeing. So if I'm going to continue to do what I'm doing, no, you're exactly right, Jen. You're exactly right. Not all women, and you know, women can hang. I'm saying there's a lot of women that can hang, and like I said, Nikki was a rock for 5 years. I'm not saying that, but
I know women that are nastier than men.
Oh yeah. And I'm not, but I mean, I've had a few other ones that have kind of like piggybacked off of Nikki that have never said anything. That they've always been in the chat laughing and hooping and howling and having fun about it. But then after that, you know, well, yeah, that's fine. If this is not your format, there is a lot of them out there. There's a lot of tampon commercials out there. There's a lot of those kind of formats. If that's where you want to go, I mean, they even have channels for yeast infections. If that is what y'all need, I'm not trying to say anything. I'm just saying that some people are temperamental and maybe they might need that special cream. And I'm not saying anything again, but I'm just saying, like I said, Nikki handled it. Me and her have talked, but I mean, there's been other people that have jumped onto that. I got my rag on. I don't like you anymore. Well, then that's fine. This is not your format for you then anymore. But I appreciate your time that you did spend here, and I will miss you along the way. And hopefully, you change your mind and come back.
Price check on Vagisil. That's Vagisil. Price check. But no, I mean, but to be fair with everybody, you know, I agree with what you just said. You know, if you're not looking for that type of humor, then maybe this isn't the place for you to be.
Right. And now I have one other subject I want to touch on, and that was the little video I put up, a little 26-second video. Beginning of the week, this whole week we've been in a heat wave, so it's been fucking hot. It's been, I mean, y'all know it's fucking ball soup weather, okay? And so the other day, I wasn't feeling all that great. I had to get some medicine. So we go to the pharmacy, and the wife says, yeah, you stay in the car. The AC is on. I'll go in and go get what you got to get. Well, I'm sitting in the car. Now our RAV4 sits up kind of high, you know, and a little car comes up next to us. But I'm on the passenger side, and he pulls up over here. You could see he had no shirt on, but I couldn't quite see anything, you know. Well, he gets out of the car. Now, he had no shirt on. And then, like I said, in this video, I'm not talking about you women that are going braless, you know, halter, topless, or whatever. But you know when you've heard the term moobs, right? Man boobs. But then you know how women, and I'm not, and this is what blew my mind. You know how when women they hit a certain age, those boobs, they start to sag. They kind of look like tubes instead of boobs. They're kind of like you take that B and put a T in front of us, and now they're tubes instead of boobs. Well, the guy stood up. He had no shirt on. He reaches in the car to get it, but when he stood up, you know that Pink Floyd movie album where it's like the clock is melting downward and it's kind of like forming over the next lump of shit.
What was it? Persistent lapse of time or something like that?
Yes. Well, that's kind of like what this guy's boobs were. They kind of came down like boobs, and then they kind of like formed over the belly. So the wife's coming out, and she's just looking, and she's looking again, and I'm doing the same thing. And she gets in the car. I said, they look like they're melting. So that's why I had, it was like I said, it was just that little clip, because when I was saying that people need to, you know, dress appropriate, I understand it's hot, but damn.
So, I got something to tell you. So last summer, the city I live in Wyoming passed a law. Women can walk around town topless. And people are taking pictures and posting this shit all over Facebook. It's like, look at this chick. Her just tits are hanging out everywhere. It's like fucking. I mean, it's it's the 2000s. Fucking get over it. But I just thought it was weird that they would have to pass a law like that, or somebody made a stink enough about it to pass a law.
Yep. And Jen, you are exactly right. Sometimes you do have to air them out, and absolutely, like as soon as the wife comes home. One thing I love, because as soon as she comes in, I watch her. How do you unhook your bra without taking off your shirt and slide it off? It's like she's like a fucking Houdini type shit. She goes and pulls it out through her arm. How the fuck did that just happen in like 2.3 seconds? I can't even move that fast.
She's got that snap down.
Yeah, I'm telling you, dude, for real. But yes, I fully agree. You do have to let them air out because, like I was saying, this week here, we've been having that high fucking humidity, instant swamp ash. You walk outside, you get out of the shower, your ass crack is already running fucking sweat right down that fucker. You know what I'm talking about? You got that ball sweat going on. You got ass crack juice going on. Yeah, you're gonna need more than just fucking any of that shit that Caleb uses. Because it ain't gonna fix that ball smell. But anyway, so the first thing I do, like I was talking about with the wife taking off the bra and slipping it out through. Well, I get home, fucking pants are off. I go right in front of the air conditioner and I do the fucking captain. Let those fucking things hang right in with the fucking wind just blowing on them like fucking floaties. Let them blow right on the fucking balls. Do you remember the old Chevys and Dodges? I'm going back to like the 1970s. Church, you know what I'm talking about, where they had the ball coolers? Where you know how cars have air conditioning and all the vents are like
right underneath the fucking steering column.
Right there, dude. Right underneath the steering column, right at your fucking crotch. That was the best fucking shot right there, dude. Always had a cool crotch, man. For real.
Whether you had air conditioning or not, they were right there. All you had to do is hit.
You had the outdoor vent too, so you could hit that fucking thing and fucking just let that thing just blow on your balls, dude.
Dry them out.
Church knows. Yeah, the nut coolers. Fuck yeah, dude.
Mostly in bigger Chevrolets.
Yes, like the Impalas, the Caprices, like in all those. Yeah, dude. They had that fucking ball. Hell yeah. That was the best. Man, they take all this ingenuity away, man. They're just taking everything away. Everywhere. I don't even want to get on that subject. That just makes me sick.
So the next time, or if anybody could ever afford to have a custom car built, make that a custom priority. I need a ball cooler.
Michael Hermick says he has a 2000 Malibu that still has the ball freezer. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. That's awesome.
Those things that should be that shouldn't even be an option. It just should be automatically there, just as a courtesy to everyone. Well, like especially you get some of these women, you get some of those lot lizards after they get done and they're driving home. They want to have a little blow dry. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but could you imagine what the fucking cabin of the car smells like?
She goes to the dealer, ma'am, you got to have your cabin filter changed. No, you need more than that.
Woo! Smells like crushed dreams and bad tuna fish.
Yes, the old Chevy Monzas, dude. Those were those little fucking tiny cars, dude. They had like the little 6-cylinder. You pop out that fucking 6, you throw a V8 in there like the Vegas. Dude, those are fucking grocery getters right there.
My fucking stepdad had one with a big block 350 in it. Came factory.
Nice.
Like that fucking nasty yellow color. I think it was like a 78, but that's like took the replace of the Vega.
Yeah, I think that's what it did. Yeah, because the Vegas were a fucking nice little fucking car too, man. You could fucking chop those babies up, throw a fucking Dyna 60 rear ended, even a Dyna 40 you could do because they were a shorter wheelbase, and you fucking throw that in there, fucking throw take like a 396 board out to a 409. Fucking dude, you could fucking scream on that fucking thing, and you could, even though all that weight, you could still make those fucking front tires lift right off the fucking ground on that fucking thing, man.
Well, that's the same thing with like the Ford Pintos, man. Back in the day, if you relocated that gas tank so you didn't get an ass and blow up,
Yep.
if you relocated that some bitch, their hood was like fucking 4 foot long.
That was the problem, and all that glass and everything, there was nothing supporting that gas tank back there, man. The old fucking
you get ass ended, you're fucking blowing up.
That was one of their worst designs, man.
But fuck, man,
squirrely, yeah.
You put a fucking nice 302 in that son of a bitch, and that thing would scream.
Super tweet, yeah, hell yeah. See, Church said he had one. His cousin had one, and Willow's dad had one with the 350 V8 in it. Hell yeah. Oh yeah, constant frame issues with all that twisted with that torque like that. Yeah, because back then they didn't have all you could right now. Like all these newer cars, you can buy all the new torsion bars and fucking keep your frame straight. You know what I mean? Where now
the problem back then is the only company that had it figured out at the time was Dodge, because they put those torque boxes on either side of the frame, so they would stop body roll, because they were putting those huge ass engines in those. But you see, you got to remember though, even though it was a 440, doesn't mean that's what the horsepower you're getting.
Right.
You know, it was way like 300s, low 300s.
Yeah, it was like 326 or 327 on horsepower stop.
Yeah. So, but even then, though, because their bodies were so flexible that when you gunned them, you know, that body would twist, and that's what those torque boxes were for, is to stop body twist.
Yeah. Dave B. We're here for dick talk. Please stop talking about cars. That was a color back in the day, though. That fucking Harvest Gold, that was a thing back in the day. Because if you think about it, when he had that, you went to your grandmother's house, and she had like a wearing blender, wearing hand mixer, all done in that Harvest Gold, dude. I guarantee, if you think back, I'll guarantee that same color was on the same color as your dad's car. Was your grandmother had those as blender and utensils at her house.
Dude, my folks back in the day had a 78 Gran Torino Elite. That motherfucker was like a pimp wagon on fucking... It had a big 390 in it. Fucking hood was like fucking 10 foot long.
Dude.
And all the inside was all velour, you know? It's like, God damn, this thing was the only thing that was missing was the fucking factory disco ball.
Yeah, they don't make. I mean, I watch a lot of shows now where they get these barn finds and they get those cars and they tweak them out bad, man. I mean, really some badass shit.
Do you have Motor Trend TV?
I watch it on YouTube. I really hate TV altogether. I always watch everything on YouTube. But I like Power Nation. You want to see one where they just do basically almost every one. They do a motor build and a dyno onto it, and you get some of them that are fucking 7, 8, 1100 horsepower. And look up Nick's Garage on YouTube, and he's up in Laval, Canada, which is about 200 miles from Toronto, Canada, where our buddy Herb is. No, he's not that far. He's probably about a 16-hour drive from where Herb is. But I've been to Laval because it's right where he is. He's literally right next to where the prison is. So, but that is one of the best freaking shows. I mean, literally, you see him rip the engines apart. They tell you step by step what they're doing, and then the best part is when they fucking throw that shit on the dyno, dude. And I got the nice speakers on the side. Your dick gets hard from hearing that fucking horsepower, man, for real. And that's what I love about fucking speed, is just building that fucking horsepower. Your dick gets hard. If you don't, then that's not for you. You shouldn't do that kind of work.
You got some speed, man. I watched that last night, Up in Smoke. It was fucking hilarious. But so I generally watch like 4 channels, and I pay $200 a month for cable to watch 4 channels. and one of them is
LS7.
Motor Trend TV. I watch ACH American Hero Channel, AHC, American Hero Channel, which has to do with war and fucking modern weapons and shit. I watch Vice, of course, and then sometimes Nat Geo, but it just depends.
Yeah.
But anything else really doesn't. I don't watch like mainstream TV at all. And but check out these guys. They're from Salt Lake, Utah. It's called Bitchin' Rides, dude. They make some fucking killer custom cars, like tons of horsepower, fucking slam to the ground, fucking big super meats on them, you know. And
I love that shit, dude. For real. I mean, like I said, that was one thing, and you know, married life sometimes gets in the way. But when I retire, my wife knows my plan is once I retire, I'm getting another one, and I'm getting a full off body. I'm going right through it again because I have that itch, and but I'm holding off. I want to be able to retire first so I can spend the time that I want to spend. Because for a good full restore and build, it takes a year to 2 years to really do it. You know what I mean? And that's working at it.
Sometimes longer.
Yeah, sometimes even longer, depending on what kind of shape everything is and what you really want to do. You know what I mean? So,
yeah.
What is happening, my brother?
Or check out Phantom Works. That's another good one.
Yeah, I don't know why I put this one on the shelf, man. I'm glad I broke this out tonight. And again, shout out to the War Pigs. Hell yeah. League of Scoundrels. Hell yeah. And it's called the Connoisseur, not the Conserver. To a lot of you reviewers out there that called it the Conserver, it is called the Connoisseur. It is called the Connoisseur, and it is by the League of Scoundrels. Not to be confused with them War Pigs, because they're a bunch of scoundrels too. But different brand. Take it away.
That's cool, Benelli, man. I'm not a huge Corvette fan, so I guess that's my bad, but I've never been a super huge fan of Corvettes ever.
I'm just a fan of horsepower. You know what I mean? I remember growing up, and like I said, chopping a fucking Vega up just to fucking throw a fucking 409 into the fucking thing. I mean, you're taking out the fender wells and fucking rehanging fucking motor mounts and welding them to the frame, and then still chaining the fucking motor down to the frame because of the twisting that's on it.
Yeah, and hope that shit don't twist like hell. Yeah, for sure.
This is the brass one, Church. Yeah, I've seen that they have some of the cheap copper ones, but yeah, this one right here is number 343. I've had this one a while. I've had this one almost 2 years, but yeah, it fucking cracked me up, man. When I used to watch these people and they were looking at it and they're like, Conserver. We'll call it the Conserver. No, it's not the Conserver. Yeah, there's a lot of LS motors dropped in resto mods for sure, Willow. Yes, horse stick is some power in that, dude. For real. Those fucking hammers on that mother. The stroke. We'll call it the stroke.
I like bigger 2-door cars.
Yep. My first wife ended up with, I had a 73 Chevelle. Originally had a 307 into it, which is basically a 283, 350, 327. They're all the same block. We first built the whole top end of that. Then I fucking I spun a bearing on it. But then we ended up throwing a 396. We never had it bored out to the 409, just a straight 396. Fucking threw a Dyna 60. My brother that was my first time of learning forced air injection. And what he did was onto it where we were running the dual carbs off we had, I want to say it was I forget the one, but anyways, we were running dual carbs. And that was, like I said, my very first introduction to air induction. He ran that silver clothes dryer line out and cut around where the headlights were into the upper frame and part of it, so it still looked like the lights were still there, and had on each light had the air induction. And how, like on the Challengers, they have just that one cone. This had the two of them because there were smaller slots, but it fed both fucking carburetors for the air. Dude, the fucking horsepower. I mean, by the time we got it done, we could only run Cam 2 into it, because that's all we could run was airplane fuel into it because of the horsepower that we were pushing. So,
yeah. So like, I'm kind of the oddball usually out of the gate because I'm not really a Chevy guy. I like Fords.
I'm sorry.
I'm not a huge Mopar kind of guy, but I do like what they're doing now with their stuff.
Yep.
Like, it's insane what they're doing with their stuff.
Dude, the Hellcat is fucking ridiculous.
Dude, they've got like 4 different versions, and every one you go step up, it's got more horsepower.
Up to 1,500 fucking horsepower on some of them, dude. That's fucking ridiculous. Yeah. I know you got the Challenger.
And then
that's badass, man.
But I do like out of the Dodge products, I think my favorite car, which some people will argue that it's not a Dodge product, but it actually is the AMC Javelin.
Yeah.
I fucking love that car.
Dude, that was a fucking badass car, and it was just such a shame.
Dude,
AMC
the lines on it was so killer, dude.
AMC was part of Chrysler and
Yeah.
Jeep. They were kind of like of like a little child of Chrysler and Jeep together, and they come up with the AMC or AMX.
Yeah, AMX, yes. But you know who owns them now? Mercedes. It's Daimler Mercedes. Yeah, it's Daimler Mercedes.
Nice.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm not like I'll show love to any fucking badass car. Don't get me wrong. But like, I'm more of the like fucking. I love Trinos. I love fucking Mustangs. You know, I like big.
Here's a fact for you.
60 style Thunderbirds.
Yeah. But here's a little fun fact for you. Here's some water cooler facts. You know the Matchbox cars that they've been making for many, many years? The Ford Mustang is the most made of all their models of Matchboxes. And do you want to know the reason why? Because they want to train the future Ford owners to be able to push the car.
Fuck you. Dude, back in the day, I had a 93 Fox body, dude. It was fucking so fast, man. Like, unbelievably fast. I sunk so much money into it, and fucking one night I was going through an S curve, and because it was like one of those tilty S curves.
Yep.
And there was sand on the road, and fucking I hit it and fucking overcorrected and slammed sideways into a tree and totaled it.
Yep. I have to agree with Benelli onto that. The Hellcat, I mean, yeah, it's got horsepower, but it's not going to be able to handle and drive like you would a Vette. You know what I mean? I mean, they're a fucking nice car, but a Vette is made just for, I mean, it's made to handle, but to have power to go with it.
You got to think. A Hellcat is meant to go fast from point A to point B.
Right.
Where newer Corvettes are made to run on road tracks. So, you know, you have that. You have that traction. You have that body stability. You have that body roll fucking taken care of. And all you have to do nowadays, all you have to do is push a button and it fixes it for you so there's no driver error. you know, and that's what makes cars great these days.
Oh yeah,
because you're getting 5,000 horsepower out of something that weighs basically nothing.
and you're still getting 30 miles to the gallon.
Exactly. And that's what's awesome. And that's one thing I love about the LS motors. It really doesn't matter which one you get, because in my opinion, starting at the LS4 all the way to the LS7 are your best range for horsepower in an LS motor.
Yep.
And now, which sucks for me being a Ford guy, because the only thing we have now is the box or the crate motor 302.
Yep.
You know, but you can still get 1,000 horsepower out of a 302, which is insane to me. You know, but
well, I mean, I know you can buy some crate 427s and stuff still. I mean, there's places that you can still get the crate 427s, and that's a fucking motor right there, man. Ooh. But
Ford doesn't really push those anymore. You know, they'll do a 360 crate. They do the 460 crate. But you never really hear anybody buying them. What you really hear is those 502 crates that Chevrolet's making. Insane horsepower. And then people just throw fucking doubled fucking twin turbos on them, or a fucking big, huge supercharger. And, you know, you're pushing them well into 1,300 horsepower by then. And then you add a fucking couple hundred couple of HP of juice to it. You're fucking screaming, you know?
And the way they're building these fucking turbos now, dude, you literally have to open up the hood to see it, because a lot of them, they're taking those fucking turbines and putting them underneath, behind the headers, tucked up underneath. You don't even see them. You know what I mean? The signal part, you don't even see that part of it. It's hooked up to the exhaust, where they'll have a Y off in it, so they can actually shut it off whenever they want to when they're riding around.
Yeah, because that's where, I mean, because in all honesty, it makes perfect sense, because turbos create a lot of heat. And all that heat right there next to your fucking exhaust is perfect.
And you're getting all that push right off the fucking mantle.
As long as you got clean, cold air coming in, you'll be fine.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's right, Heavy Hand. It's built, not bought.
Yeah, Church. That's what I'm talking about. The 302 Coyote. That son of a bitch is badass.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you need an intercooler for sure. Wow, this totally went the other way. Well, that's, you know, as I said, it could go different ways. It doesn't always have to be about cock and balls. I mean, it can, but it doesn't always have to be. You know what I mean? And that's the beauty of it. It's just, you don't always have to have a directive. It's nice, but you don't always have to.
It just go with the flow.
Exactly. Jennifer Washburn, you're one of the people I wanted to ask. I went to ask Thomas Hall earlier, but I'm looking for a couple different concentrates. Now, I usually buy all my concentrates from Bull City, but there's a couple concentrates I need to get that Bull City doesn't have. Where else do you buy your concentrates that are a reasonable and, you know, good handling of product? Yeah, I know, Heavy Hand. That does put a little damper onto things for sure.
He lives where?
He lives in California, but it's...
Oh, yeah. Fucking goddamn smog laws and shit.
I'll check out both of those. River Supply, Nicotine River. Okay, Nick River. I will definitely check them out.
If you have an older Challenger, isn't it passed by age?
I think his is like a 2012.
Then it doesn't. I assumed it was
2013.
Like, yeah, well, yeah, he doesn't. He's got to get all that smog certification bullshit. And
thank you, guys. I'll check them out after the show. couple recipes I was working on.
I had a rough time when I was in high school. I had a 67 Volkswagen Squareback with a Porsche motor in it with fucking dual Weber carbs and shit. And I had a hard time getting that thing fucking tagged. Hard time. They gave me shit. And that was back in the 80s. So I could only imagine how rough it is now.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, that's what like I said, I stopped. You know. I was reading what Nikki had done a replay on Sir Stroming, seeing what that was. The smog is not the problem. I know a guy that's getting that shit shipped to him. Well, that's not bad, but it's the cost. That's got to be the problem right there.
Yeah, for sure. What county in California do you live in, if you don't mind me asking? Because I know some counties are more strict, and sometimes you can find shops that'll look the other way, you know?
He's in Kern.
Kern, oh, he's up north.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's up by Humboldt and all that good shit.
Yep.
Yeah. I lived down south. I lived in fucking Orange County.
Oh, you're one of those guys.
Yeah, no.
No. Further from it.
Yeah, my grandmother's house was 10 minutes from Disneyland in Anaheim Stadium. Yeah, I'm that douchebag.
I hear you.
I lived right off the 55 and 91.
Well, we were up to almost an hour, so he's up by Lancaster, he said. And
I know Lancaster, but Kern, are you near the Kern River? I mean, I would imagine since you live in Kern County.
yeah, with that, I bet you that setup would fucking fly. Jay Money said, Church said Jay Money, a guy in high school, had that same setup.
Oh yeah.
Dave Satek. Yeah, brother, we're just getting ready to close it out. But we will be returning tomorrow night.
My fucking little Volkswagen would fucking tote the wheels in first and second gear, man. It was crazy.
Nice.
It slammed down, and by the time I was done with it and sold it, my body was shit. I think when the guy fucking towed it home, the wheels fell off. I mean, I was so rough on it, man. I really was. I mean, it was painted plum crazy purple.
Nice. I love that color, man. That's a Mopar color, though.
Yeah, I know. But I really liked it. It looked good on that fucking Squareback. And then it had the fucking Porsche 5-spoke mags on it. It was super nice. I just, 16, 17, I was really rough on it. Short and shifter, I would just smoke tires off of it.
He says his guy can buy the smog for $150 for any car.
That's fucking
yeah.
sweet. That's fucking way sweet.
Yeah, it is.
That's why I said if you know somebody, you're good. But if you don't, you're fucked because nobody will pass you.
Well, we are up to the hour. Well, like 3 minutes short, but we're up to the hour. So we all know who everybody is. Why don't we just get a vape and bounce out of here? I want to thank each and every one of you guys for real. I mean, for real, I appreciate you guys coming to hang out with us and tune in tomorrow night. Tomorrow night it'll be a little bit better. I'll have a little bit more energy, but tonight was really, I mean, and they don't always have to be the same kind of show on either night. You know what I mean? And it's buying the long tubes. There's those long tubes again. We were talking about long tubes earlier. The Dig Pick Gang, what is happening, my brother? Thanks,
Hey,
Dave. Hey, Tech,
hey,
man. Appreciate it, man.
hey, Tommy, and I'll think about shit while I'm at work tomorrow, and I'll come up with some stuff because I don't know when we're gonna go live again. So,
Hell yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
I'll bring some stuff.
Yeah, and hit me up if you want or whatever. Tomorrow, I got a couple things I got to do. Tomorrow, I'm having a day off tomorrow, and I got a couple things to do, but I should be around the house. So give me a holler.
Well, I'll be at work until 3 my time. What are you Central Time?
I'm Eastern.
So I'm 2 hours behind you.
Yeah.
So I might shoot you a couple texts and see what you think, and then
Sounds
whatever.
good. Sounds really good. All right. So everybody, let's grab a vape. Get out of here. Remember, everybody, educate, advocate, masturbate, ejaculate. Love y'all. Bye.